are you feeling today? Really, I want to know, how are you feeling? I know that that's a really loaded question, and so often we brush it aside. We say, I'm fine, I'm good. And we don't really touch in with how we're feeling. And it's kind of like we do the same return. Oh, and how are you? And there's really not a depth of connection there because we're really not being honest. We're not authentically sharing from our hearts how we truly are feeling. I feel like that is what we've been taught how to do really well, is compartmentalize feelings, where we kind of have this space in our brain where we lock things away and we don't really share. And my name is Jacqueline Bambenek with Vibrational Energy Solutions. And my goal today, when I asked myself, what is the greatest message that I would like to share today? What if today was my last day on this earth? And this was my legacy of what I'm leaving behind. What would I want to share? And because life is now, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So many times we're actually in the fear and anxiety about what tomorrow brings that we lose track of being present right now, or being in the regret of the past that creates so much suffering that we disconnect with this moment. And this is the moment that we have to create the greatest joy. I want to share with you the importance of vibration. So being in aligned energy means that you get clear with the stories you're telling yourself, because frankly, we all have voices in our head. And most of the time they're telling us a repeat. We're getting the rerun of the old story. And if we're trying to create our lives from that space of being shut down, of not knowing who we are because we've fit ourselves into a box so well that we look in the mirror one day and we can't even recognize the person looking back at us. And that was me. That was me. I was married for almost 20 years, been divorced since 2013, and it's been quite a journey of rediscovering who I am. And frankly, I feel like it's the suffering in life, those ups and downs, that are like the heartbeat, right? We are the greatest machines on this planet. And it's the ups and downs that create interest in our life, that create contrast in our life, that create growth in our life, that when we embrace it, it actually opens us up to greater possibility. But so often we push back from it, we resist it, we don't want to dive into the growth. But that's where the juice is. So Dr. David Hawkins, he wrote a book called Power versus Force. And I want to share this with you because I feel like us regaining our strength of who we be is one of the greatest gifts we can offer. We let go of the suffering, the intention to control and manipulate, which goes on within our own lives every day. Even for me, the thoughts come up and I get to take a look at the story that's running so that I can rewrite the story, so that I can step into the possibilities, so I can ask really deep questions that are an invitation of co-creation, rather than the manipulation and control of it needs to look like this, be like this. What if us being authentic, connecting with our hearts and leading from that space was what creates the massive change in our world that we're all ready for? Because the old paradigm of control is crumbling and we're recreating a new world. The stories that go on in our heads, they aren't true. They're meant to keep us small, to keep us in a program of right, wrong, good, bad. And that scale that I was talking about that Dr. David Hawkins created in the book Power versus Force tells us that vibrationally, on the lower end of the scale, we have fear, we have apathy, resignation, depression. We raise up on the scale, we have anger. That's where a little bit more power is because there's energy that gets to project. And then we go higher up on the scale and we actually have acceptance and we have love. And love being one of the highest vibrations on the planet. So you have power in love, but we have force and control way down here. And so much of the world operates from way down here. And as we raise up in our vibration, we're actually busting out of that old paradigm. So my invitation for you is, what do you get to really take a look at for the story that's running in your head so that you can make that journey, the 18 inches from the head to the heart, which is the greatest journey, the longest distance you'll ever travel, and be open to unlocking that door and realize it's really not anything to be scared of. The feelings that we pushed away. And I've been through a lot of loss in my life. I've been through a lot of those ups and downs. Those ups and downs give us contrast. They give us interest. They give us capacity to grow. And when we look at our lives from that space, from that interesting point of view, the perspective changes. And we actually dive deeper into the content. What is inside of us that makes us so different? We're all trying to fit into a box, to fit into a mold so that we're all the same. But what if that is the constriction that keeps us small, that has us really evaluating what this life is about? And is it really worth living? I know plenty of people in this world who've lost their lives. I've known people who've taken their own lives, and it's heartbreaking. And I've known people that have stayed so stuck in their story to keep themselves small, where they really didn't enjoy the life that they have right now. What I can share with you is, by creating growth from the compost of life, as I like to call it, we fertilize the ground that we're planted in. And that's how we flourish. That's how we grow. So I would love to invite you to take a deeper look at the stories you're telling yourself and how you can unlock your door to your destiny by taking a look at the difference that makes you you, that makes you shine. That is your gift. That thing that you've been hiding away, thinking that it makes you so different than anybody else. That's how you find the people that are most resonant with who you are, so that you can be aligned with your heart, and how you get to be a contribution and create connection with others. This is Jacqueline with Vibrational Energy Solutions, and if I can be a contribution to you on your journey, I would love to connect. I'm actually asking you to write your name and email in the sign-up box so that we can play the game of life together. Because what if this life really is about leveling up in ways that help us to expand our joy, expand our light, expand our love into the world, into our lives, to be more present in the now, in this moment, to be the greatest contribution to creating peace, love, clarity in our world. Because what if the old paradigm just doesn't work anymore? What if this energy body that is yours, because we're all vibration, we're all energy, and each one of our cells, we have billions of cells in our body, trillions of cells in our body. And what if, and 70 to 80% water, like we are a living reflection of the earth. We're made up of earth, minerals, vitamins that exists within the earth. What if us being the greatest reflection of health, vibrancy, love, joy is what makes the greatest difference in our world? And what if that paradigm of control that's on the lower end of the scale here, we have power versus force, so the control factor, what if it's starting to crumble away? And what if the pull of trying to get us to be manipulated by the media, to pull us back into fear, from the news that's running. What if there was a new possibility? And what if it all begins right here? So, sharing my legacy of love with you. And if I can be of support to you on your journey, please feel free to send me an email. I look forward to connecting with you. And I look forward to you unlocking your doorway to your destiny, because I feel like that is the key that we get to live into. And I feel like it's the doorway that opens us to a whole new world that we're excited to explore. And I'm excited to explore it with you. I look forward to visiting with you. Bye for now.